a devastating natural disaster struck Indonesia's South Sulawesi province. Torrential rains triggered landslides and flooding, resulting in the tragic loss of at least 17 lives. The landslide occurred in the Luwu Regency of South Sulawesi early Friday morning, according to Abdul Muhari, the spokesperson for Indonesia's Disaster Mitigation Agency, BNPB. The landslides, which primarily affected the Luwu Regency, were accompanied by floods that swept away dozens of homes and damaged roads. The floods, which reached heights of up to 3 meters, 10 foot, impacted 13 subdistricts, leaving them covered in water and mud. Indonesia's National Disaster Management Agency reported that more than 105 houses were seriously damaged, with 44 completely swept away.
Ya, izin melaporkan. Kami lagi di Suli. Mau menuju Suli pantai. Badan air ini.
Infrastructure was also affected, with 4 roads and 1 bridge reported as damaged. The disaster forced the evacuation of 115 people to mosques or relatives' homes, and more than 1,300 families were affected. The disaster was not an isolated incident. Indonesia, an archipelago comprising 17,000 islands, is prone to landslides during the rainy season, which begins in January. The problem is exacerbated in some areas by deforestation. In a separate incident in another part of the South Sulawesi province, at least 1 person lost their life, and 2 others were injured in floods on Friday, as stated by Muhari in a different announcement. In fact, just 2 months prior, in March, flash floods and landslides on Sumatra Island resulted in the deaths of at least 30 people. Indonesia has been experiencing a series of extreme weather events in its rainy season, which experts attribute to the increased likelihood due to climate change. While several Indonesian cities reported extreme heat in the days leading up to the disaster, the country's weather bureau, BMKG, stated that these rising temperatures were not part of the heat wave currently affecting much of the Southeast Asian region.